we have, what do we have? We have 2x squared. Working lots of examples. We want to factor this completely. That's what we want to do. So remember, it's always nice to get a positive, or to get a positive 1 as a coefficient out in front of that leading term, which is 2x squared. But let's take a look at this. If we tried factoring that 2 out, which we could, but the problem is that our coefficient and our constant is not going to be an integer, but a fraction, and we don't want that. So we don't want to factor the 2 out, okay? So what we'll have to do is we'll just have to rewrite the 2x and hope for the best. That's the key. 2 numbers multiplied together gives you 5. Well, the only 2 numbers are, I'm trying to do a little line divider here, is 5 and 1. We don't have any other choice. I'm going to put a 5 here and a 1 here. And let's see what we can get. Well, but that's a positive 5, and 15 is a positive number. So chances are they're both going to be positive, both the 5 and the 1. If I multiply the 2x times x, I get 2x squared. Then 2x times 1, I get 2x. And then 5 times x is 5x. So 2x plus 5x is definitely not 15. Okay, so that's not going to work. Let's erase. I need to make my eraser a little larger there. What about if we put the 1 here and the 5 here? Let's take a look at that. So 2x times x is 2x squared. 2x times 5x, or 2x times 5 is 10x. And then 1 times x is 1x. And 10x plus 1x is, it's not 15 either. These were the only 2 possibilities. And if those 2 possibilities don't work, then it is not possible. So that's not going to work. That thing's not going to factor to where we have integers to work with. Okay. The reason I'm throwing these not possibles in, that's like the 3rd one now that we've worked, is because if you're taking a test, I can guarantee you that your instructor is probably going to put one of those on your test. And you're going to get caught up on that thing and spend too much time. Let's take a look at another one here, of course. Okay, so we want to get a 1 out here in front of this x squared. And we know that 16 goes into 26. No, 16 doesn't go into 26. What am I talking about? What the heck? But what can I factor out? An 8? No. I can factor a 2 out, so let's try doing that. We got to try to factor something out of there. Let's factor the 2 out. So that's going to leave us with 8x squared minus 13x. Yeah. And then minus 6. It's a little better. Not by much. Not by much. Okay, let's take a look at this. 2 numbers are multiplied together. That gives us 6. And then when we add them, we get 13. But we got this guy in there. And that kind of throws things off. But we can break this 6 down to 6 and 1 or 2 and 3. Okay, 6 and 1 or 2 and 3. So we can look at it that way. Let's go ahead and write what we got. Write what we know. Okay. If I put let's see. If I put the 6 here, the 1 here, so that's going to be 8x times 1, and then 6x, that's, one of those has got to be negative. Let's think about this for a second. See, 8 and 6. Negative 8 and 6, no. 6 is negative. That'd be 8 minus 6. No. No, no, and no. That ain't going to work. So we're going to need to... Let's see. We're going to need to... Let's get rid of those two guys. And, yeah. And if I put the 1 here and the 6 here, that's 6 times 8 is 48. We know that's not it. We know that's not it. Well, we're narrowing things down here. I can tell you that much. Let's try, okay, let's try 3 and 2. Let's see, 16 and 6. Aha. 16 and 6 minus 16 plus 6. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Let's see. 8 and 2 is 16. Yes. No. Negative 16 plus 3 is negative 13, and then 3 and times negative 2 is negative 6. That's it. Yeah. Well, we only had one other possibility, and that was flipping the 2 and the 3 around. But, whew, glad that's done. How much time's got? 7 minutes? What? Have I only worked one problem? Anyway. No, I worked more than one problem in this section. Okay. Or have I? Yeah. Okay, work 2 problems. Alright, enough's enough. Enough said. I'll give you a break. We got a long one on that. Actually, wow, we've only got one more for this section. Let me look. Oh, we got 2 more. The next one's a tricky one. I'll see you there. One you've never seen before.